Okay, so the supplies we will need for this tutorial are 3 different colored yarn. This is for the blush and this is for the body of the panda. These are all size 5 bulky. In particular, if you want to know the brand, these are Loops and Threads or Big Twist from Michaels, and this is from Hobie Yarn. I believe these are the Black Friday chenille yarn that were on sale at that time. You'll also need keychain hardware, a darning needle, a 4.5mm hook, some polyfill stuffing, and 8mm safety eyes. Okay, so I'm aware that usually black and white yarn look really horrible on camera. It's just hard to see the stitches. So for this tutorial, I'll be substituting the white with this cream color, and I'll be using this brown instead of the black. So it should be easier for you guys to see, but you could honestly choose whatever color that you want to use. So we'll start with a white yarn, and we're first going to make a magic circle. This is how you make a magic circle. Hold your yarn like so. You twist your left hand like this. These 2 fingers will grab this yarn and pull until right here. Then your left hand will just hold this in place. Now you'll see 2 different holes. We'll take our crochet hook and insert into the top hole. After that, we'll make a chain 1, and then we just flip this horizontally like so. That's how you make a magic ring or a magic circle. For those who want a slower or a more in-depth tutorial or some alternatives for the magic circle, please click on this link up here because I have a better tutorial for that. Okay, now we're going to put 6 single crochets inside of this magic circle. How you do that is you insert your hook through the circle, yarn over, pull it back out the same way that it came in. Now you have 2 loops on your hook. You yarn over and pull through those 2. That is 1 single crochet. So you're going to make 6 of these. So just keep repeating these steps until you have 6. Okay, now that you're done the 6, you take this tail and you're going to pull until it's completely closed. As you can see, it's closed. Now you're going to find the first single crochet that you made. If it's hard to tell, you just have to count backwards. So these V's are all the stitches, right? So this is 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So it's right here at the very beginning. Then you're just going to make a slip stitch. So you insert your hook through the stitch, yarn over, pull it back out, and then pull it through the loop on your hook. And then you're going to chain 1 to start row number 2. I do the slip stitch and chain 1 after every row, but if you wish to skip this step, then you can just use a stitch marker. I just do them so that it's easy for me to keep track of when a row starts and ends. For row number 2, we're going to do 6 increases. So that's 2 single crochets in every stitch. Let me demonstrate. So we're going to insert our hook onto this stitch right here. We're going to make our first single crochet, and then into the exact same stitch we'll do another single crochet, and we're going to repeat that for all of the remaining stitches, and you should have 12 stitches overall when you're done this row. Okay, so I'm done all 12 of them, and I'm going to slip stitch again to the first single crochet of the row and chain 1 to start row number 3. For row number 3, we're going to do 1 single crochet and then an increase on the next one. Okay, so first you do your single crochet. On the next stitch, you're going to do an increase, which is 2 single crochets in 1 stitch. And then you're just going to repeat this pattern over and over. Next, again, single crochet, then an increase. So once you finish this row, you should have 18 stitches overall. Okay, I'm done. I'm just going to slip stitch and chain 1. Now for the next 2 rows, all we have to do is single crochet all around. So we end with 18 stitches, so we just have to do 18 single crochets all around. Do that for 2 rows. Okay, I just finished the last row. Okay, I just did my slip stitch. Now let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we're gonna go for row number 6, and this is when we're gonna switch to the darker color. So I just did my slip stitch, and I'm gonna put this down. I didn't do a chain 1. I'm going to take the darker yarn, and now we're going to make a slip knot. So how we do that is we position it the same way that we did the magic circle, like so. My left hand twists again. These 2 fingers will grab this yarn, but this time you're going to just pull all the way up until you have this loop. That is your slip knot. As you can see, I take the previous thing that I was holding and I didn't do a chain one, but this time I'm just going to hook this through the loop, adjust it so that it's small enough, and then I'm gonna pull it through this loop right here. That is how I change my color into the next one. So now I'm just not gonna work with this yarn. I don't have to cut it, I just leave it down here, but I'm going to be working on the darker one. So now for this row, we're gonna start with 7 single crochets. Once you're done the 7 single crochets, we're now going to do a bobble stitch. A bobble stitch just means it's 5 incomplete double crochets that are just in one stitch, and it kind of makes a big bump. So this will be one of the legs of the panda. Let me demonstrate. So you yarn over first, you go into this next stitch, you yarn over again, pull it back out. Now you have 3 loops on your hook. Then you yarn over and pull through 2 loops. You've made your first incomplete double crochet. Again, yarn over, insert into the exact same stitch, yarn over again, pull it back out. You're left with 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through just 2. Now you've done your second incomplete double crochet. Now we're going to do our third one, so just follow along. Okay, 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, you can see the 3 different double crochets. We're gonna make our 4th one. Okay, and then we're gonna make our 5th one. Okay, so you know that you've made 5 if you have 6 loops on your hook. Okay, now that we have finished all 5 incomplete double crochets, we're just going to yarn over, pull through all 6 of those loops, and then push it a little bit so that you could see that it's a bump. So we've just finished the first leg, or I guess this is the arm of the panda. Okay, now we're going to do 4 single crochets. Okay, once that's done, we are now making the other arm of the panda, so it's literally just the same. It's the bobble stitch. So I'll just demonstrate it for you again in case you want to see it once more. Once that's done, we're just going to do 5 single crochets and you'll be at the end of the row. Okay, once you're done, I just do my usual slip stitch once again. And instead of doing a chain 1, we're now going to switch back to the white. So all you have to do is drop this dark one, you grab the lighter yarn, and you're going to chain 1 with this yarn. Okay, so now we're working with the white. And what we're going to do for this row is just single crochet all the way around. So that's 18 stitches. And we will meet back. Okay, I just finished the white row. So we're just going to do our usual slip stitch. And this time we are going to be doing the chain 1. Okay, chain 1. And now we can actually cut this yarn. Because we're done working with the white, we can just cut it and pull your hook upwards like so. And now for the next few rows, we're going to be using the darker yarn. So insert your hook through basically the last stitch that you made here. Then we're going to take the dark yarn and we're going to use it to make a chain 1. So you pulled it through, but then you're just going to chain 1. The white yarn, you could just tuck it inside here. Okay, for this next one, we're going to do 8 single crochets first. Once you're done the 8 single crochets, we're going to do a bobble stitch for the first leg. Okay, you should already know how to do a bobble stitch at this point. Once that's done, you're going to do 3 single crochets and then you're going to do the next leg, the next bobble stitch. So I basically did the 3 single crochets and then the bobble stitch. So now you're done all 4 of the limbs. So we just have to make 5 single crochets and then we're at the end of this row. Okay, I just finished those 5 single crochets, and like always, we're going to slip stitch and then we're going to chain 1. We're now actually at the last, we're going to be at the last row of the panda. So for this row, we're going to first do a single crochet. The next stitch will be a decrease. How you do that is you take your hook, insert into the next stitch, yarn over, pull it back out, then go on to the next stitch, insert your hook, yarn over, pull it back out. Now you have 3 loops on your hook, you yarn over and pull through all 3. That is a decrease. Basically, that's just taking 2 stitches and turning them into 1 stitch so that your plushie can start to get smaller. So next is single crochet, again a decrease. So keep repeating this. You should end up with only 12 stitches in this row. Okay, now that you're done the row, you're just going to slip stitch, like always, into the first stitch of the row. Then you chain 1, and I'm going to leave a longer tail because I need to use it to sew. Now we're actually going to start putting on the eyes. We're going to be putting the first eye right here. So this is 1, 2, 3. Between rows 3 and 4, you're going to place 1 eye, and then you're going to take the next one. You're going to put it right here. So they're about 2 to 3 stitches apart. Then remember to put on the backing of the safety eyes. Okay, once that's done, you're just going to set this aside because we have to make the ears of the panda. For the ears of the panda, we're going to use the darker yarn, and we're going to start with a slip knot. Okay, you insert your hook through the loop. And now we're going to make 3 chains. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over, pull through. And then we're going to look for the first chain that we made, which is right here. Not this one, but this one at the very bottom. We're going to make a double crochet. So you yarn over, insert your hook through that first chain, yarn over again, pull it back out, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. And then we're going to chain 1, then we'll leave a bit of a tail and we cut. Okay, that is 1 ear. So you just have to repeat this and make the other ear. Okay, now that we have all of our parts, we will now stuff the body of the panda. So take your stuffing and make sure you stuff it enough so that it can hold its form, but not too much where you can actually see the stitches, the stuffing through the stitches. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Now I'm just going to take my needle and I'll show you how I close this. So I go through the front loop only, like this, and then go through the front loop again of the next one, but going out. Okay, I just keep doing this until I've gone all the way around. Then all I have to do is pull and it should close. Okay, then I'm gonna make a knot so that it's secure. Just go like that and insert my needle through that loop. And now I'm gonna use this same yarn to make the nose of the panda. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is insert it through where it's coming from, like right here, but I'm gonna end up right beside the eye. Okay, I think it's right here. Okay, there we go. Then I insert it through this side, come out at the bottom, like so. Then you just pull it through here, and there you go. I can now just cut this yarn. Okay, now we're just gonna do the blush. You don't need a lot of yarn for this because obviously you're just making blush. So I insert my needle through the back here. I want it to end up here. You can sew however you would like, especially if you have your own style for how you like doing the blushes for your amigurumi. Okay, now it's time to attach the ears. So this is what I do. First, I insert my hook through this top, right in this exact stitch, and then I come out this way. Okay, just copy exactly where I placed it, and then I hook this on the crochet hook, and then I just use the hook to pull it out to the other side. Once that's done, I take these two ends and then I make a double knot. Okay. 1 and then 2. I like my ears to be like facing forward like this. Once that's done, I just take my needle and I just use it to hide the tails. And your ear is attached. Now you just have to attach the other one the exact same way. Once you've attached the ear, you're basically done with the panda. Now I just have to attach the keychain hardware. If you have a different type of hardware, you can just attach it however you want. Okay, there you have it. You're finally done your panda keychain. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that it was simple and easy enough for you guys to follow. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below, or if you have suggestions on what you want me to make next. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.